Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Brandon from Audio Addiction. Thank you for joining me. If you are new, wanted to hop right into this one. Archers, I've had them on. I've reacted to a couple of their music videos. This is their newest song, Say This Sober. I feel fortunate enough to get this early listen at this one. So excited for this to come out. I don't know exactly when it's coming out, but I'm definitely recording it in advance. So hopefully put it on the screen of when this is going to drop. But very excited. This is their new song, Say This Sober. And yeah, let's just jump right into it, guys. I like this synth. Really tight. Ooh, I like this like midnight kind of feel. Little day seeker, you know? Ooh, alright. Some Ban Camino vibes, you know, a little that. Ooh, this chorus hits. I like that riff from Ben. Alright, let's go. Alright. Oh man, that was insane. So good. Guys, that's Archer's news track, Say This Sober. Well, I can because I am sober. Alright, I went for the low hanging fruit. I'm sorry. But anyway, man, is this song great. I really just kind of enjoyed after I had, done the first reaction, I kind of went back and listened to some older Archer songs, some of the newer ones that came out, and I think for me personally, just knowing Grayson and knowing him for a long time, and also getting introduced to Ben and really, just seeing how cool he was as well, and just kind of again getting a little bit more closer acquainted to Archers as a whole. It just kind of shows that even amongst that kind of time frame of just listening to the band and then listening to this song, how much these songs just are how well tuned they are. I think for me, what really kind of struck out to me the most about this song, I think more than any of the other stuff that Archers has done recently, is their attention to hooks. I think they just have an incredible knack for coming up with things that just click. There's just something about it where I'm listening to their music and it just kind of like scratches that itch in some like really deep, like metaphorical way. It's like they really know how to kind of again rope you in with hooks. And I think that the fact that even though there isn't any screaming on this track, I mean maybe a little bit, I would say maybe like anywhere between like the 10 to like maybe 20% mark if I'm being a little generous. But I will say as a whole, like this one just had such an incredible like melodic presence to it. As I mentioned before, the hooks on this track are just incredibly infectious, especially once you get to the chorus. I feel like that's really when it just kind of sucks you in and just really, at least for me personally, I felt very immersed within the song. And I think that is, at least to me, one of the biggest compliments I can give to a band is if you can really kind of just rope me in out, like start me off, like kind of give me that like moment to really kind of get invested in the music and then just really just kind of hammer it home with a great chorus. I think you can't expect anything less, and I think that they did a fantastic job of kind of roping people into the track. I also love that this one has a lot more of a synth kind of feel to it. Almost has that kind of 80s like 80s synth pop, which is doing really well right now. But I don't think they've incorporated it in like a cheesy way. I think it really meshes well with their sound. And even like as much as I love Bitter, which is like probably my favorite Archers track, I think I love this one that much more so because I think the fact that like the verses are very like melodic, very synth focused. Like a lot of the focus goes on their vocalist, and then his incredible kind of like warm, like inviting kind of tone to his voice. And then having these really beautiful synths and the way that it's kind of layered out is just really more fleshed out in that aspect. And then once you get to the chorus, like it still is as fleshed out, but I think it just opens up. You hear some like really awesome like open guitar like riffs, and I think that that was really tight as well. And like the drumming opens up from Grayson. I just think that the overall vibe within that part of the song, just the transition from like that pre-chorus to the chorus is just really tight as well too. I just think the way that they transition from each piece is just very fluid and mechanic, and I really got to show them a lot of love for that certainly. The other thing I really enjoyed too was that bridge. I think they really were able to kind of go and try to do different things with their music. Like, I even think with Bitter and kind of listening back and just kind of remembering certain things about that song, I think they went like a lot heavier, but also still had the measurable amount of hooks. And I feel like this one is a little bit more like poppier, and I don't want to seem like I'm coining this term by any stretch, but a lot of these kind of bands that are adjacent to pop, at least in like structure and kind of a little bit of tonality as well, I just call it heavy pop now at this point because I think that they really encapsulate those big choruses that you just get like an 8 string or a 7 string or like a baritone guitar that really just kind of lays down in the chorus. But then like the verses and like maybe the bridge and stuff like that are a little bit more poppier. They have a lot more synth focused stuff. They have a lot more like melody going on with that. So I also feel like just kind of in the same sort of school of thought, like a lot of the more current Band Camino stuff. I think I Told You So is a very good metric on that, where it just again slamming choruses and then just really kind of melodic and really interesting, intricate stuff in the verses. I can kind of find a lot of similarities between that writing and as well as Archer's writing. But I like that. And then just the ending of this track was really awesome. They incorporated a little bit of screaming there. And I think for people who are expecting a little bit more of a heavier track, unfortunately, I think you're not going to get like more of the screaming aspect of things, but I still think it's heavy. Like, I still think it's a heavy song, but I would say a lot of it has to focus around great melodies, great hooks, great structure, and I think they just did this to a T. So I'm super pumped to see what Archers does next, because I think this is a fantastic song. And I'd argue, if you aren't familiar with Archers, I think this kind of gives you that sort of school of thought where, like, like when you're in the shallow end of a pool and you dip your like feet into the water. Like, I feel like this is a great kind of like starting point to, if you want to kind of delve more into Archers. I would also recommend checking out Bitter, which is personally one of my favorites, because I think it's a little bit more heavier, but it still has that tried and true kind of Archer sound. And I think they've really done a great job of kind of keeping with that same sort of tonality and sound, and the way that, like, when this song came out, I was like, this is, even if I didn't have to look at it, even if like I didn't know what it was, like if I had my eyes closed, I would have definitely been like, this is for sure an Archer's track. And so I think that they do a really great job, and I don't know how much time they spend on like workshopping these songs, but I think they just do a really great job. And I'm not trying to show for them in any way. I really feel like the musicality speaks for themselves, and they just came up with just an absolutely great track. So very excited to share this with you. Again, I hope you guys get to see this sooner than later. I imagine you probably will. I don't know if I don't want to speak. I'm not gonna spoil it, but by the time this comes out, it will be out. So keep your eyes peeled. But yeah, I really enjoyed this one a lot, and it was just the perfect blend of heaviness, but also kind of poppiness. So I think you're kind of like getting into heavier music and you need something that's like a gateway band. I feel like Archers is a great representation of that. So go check them out. But also, you should also do is let me know what you think about Say This Sober down in the comments. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree? Would love to know your thoughts on their new track as well. I also know that they are going out on tour very soon, so if you can go see them, I'm going to try and make my way out to Mechanicsburg if possible. I have to see what I'm doing. I don't know if I'll be away, but I'll have to let you guys know. But yeah, if I am, I will be at the show. If not, then till next time, certainly. But yeah, go check out Archers. Links in the description. I'll also leave a link to our interview if you didn't happen to check that out. I would highly recommend checking it out. It was really fun, really great, and it was awesome getting to meet Ben, their guitar player as well. And obviously, I've known Grayson for many years, so big salutes. But yeah, if you enjoyed this reaction video, share it, like, and subscribe. It really does go a long way. And yeah, thank you for watching, because I feel like if you like this video, it's probably a pretty good chance you're going to like some of the other stuff here on Audio Addiction. So please check it out. But thank you guys for watching. Love all of you, and I hope to catch you in the next video. Peace.